Oh shit, I messed up my display here. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Xbox Ultimate Podcast, episode 150, episode 150. That is crazy. I guess it's a little milestone. What's in the middle of 100 and 200? I think the big milestone will be 200. When we get there in about a year. But hey, pretty cool still to see a round number like 150 there. Appreciate everybody being here, watching XUP each and every week, whether you listen on audio, on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, or any of those other places. You all rock. And people here live as well in the chat, you rock as well. And I am in a happy mood right now because right before we're about to go live, there was some breaking news regarding Killer Instinct, and I am fucking pumped to talk about this. These guys are already trying to play Debbie Downer to me in the background before we go live, and I'm going to tell them why we can't have any Debbie Downer time here, because I think this breaking news, which is regarding Killer Instinct, it means Killer Instinct 2 is happening, and oh, dude, I'm so fucking pumped right now, because it's the first official thing we've had regarding Killer Instinct in a long time. But before we get to the breaking news and all this stuff, I want to say thanks to this amazing panel for joining us each and every week. Fuzzy, how are you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about the news as well as far as for Killer Instinct.
Thank you. Was
talking about it earlier with K Mega. Like Xbox has enough IPs that they need to, or characters that they need to roll into this next installment. Like the ones from Bleeding Edge. There was a couple cool characters. Nidhogger, the one with the guitar, and then Damon, the guy with the swords or the katanas. Yeah, that was like last minute good news for the night. But man, other than that, just been playing, some Diablo, some Undisputed, my usual Division, GT 7, and Horizon 5, getting the cars for the week and stuff. But Twitter has been kind of weird with people just asking for demos when their preferred platform isn't even at a show, and just random nonsense. But I'm pretty sure we'll get
here's your demo. Play Starfield and Game Pass.
Exactly.
If you're not sure about it, there's 30 million of you subscribed to Game Pass at least. So just try it there. Okay?
Yeah.
There's your demo, right? You don't need to fly to Germany and play 15 minutes of a gargantuan game. It's not going to help you make your decision.
It might help you with your character creator. That's about as far as you'll probably get. As far as that line,
you probably wouldn't even get to the character creation screen, bro. Like, come on. They would give you a little sample thing of like, oh, you're going to go into this place and shoot some people. That's all I mean, come on. Everybody knows Starfield is going to be huge. Jasper, what's up, man? How are you?
Pretty good. Been playing Baldur's Gate today. Been playing Everspace this week too. Taking some screenshots, sharing those on Twitter to get hyped for Starfield. Love that stuff. I love the space view, so that's what I've been doing. And then it's just kind of diving into Baldur's Gate. Walked in on some interesting sights, to say the least. Did not expect that, and was like, oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
But you digging it?
Yes, all right.
Wow. Okay. That's about as much hype as we're gonna get from Jasper.
Yep.
Pong Soul, welcome to the show. What's up, bro?
Hey, everybody. Happy Friday night. I had a full day off. It has been incredible. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 for nearly the entire day. Shout out to Major Nelson, throwing out the deal on the Lucid Sound LS35X headphones, which showed up earlier today. So I've been playing with those while playing with Baldur's Gate 3. And my God, I had some decent, cheapy wired headsets that I was playing, that I got with my that I bought when I got my PC just to have. But I figured Starfield's coming. Baldur's Gate 3 is here. We got a lot of cool games. Armored Core 6, I'm going to be playing. All of those are sound heavy. So I figured I might as well pick up the deal. And my God, those things are great. So having a good time. But Baldur's Gate 3, it's Larian's world right now. We're all just living in it. Over 500,000 people today, 500,000 people currently playing, which is absolutely incredible for a game like this. I said Diablo 4 was my game of the year up until either Baldur's Gate 3 or Starfield or both came out. Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be my game of the year here
so
up until
far.
Starfield. Yeah. Larian's not. I'm playing a lot of what I played in the preview, but they did change up some things. Some quality of life. They actually changed up some of the levels. They're set up a little bit differently. So some of it's very similar to what I played, but it's also different. And I'm having different experiences than I did the first time I played it through the preview. Loving this game. This game is a masterclass in RPGs. Again, this brings me back to the glory days of BioWare, obviously to Obsidian, and obviously Bethesda, all the great studios. They just have something in their games that most people can never capture. This game is one of those. Acting, the writing, everything about this game is phenomenal. Yeah. Having a great time with Baldur's Gate 3. They lean into the adult factor, which I appreciate a game having options. If you're going, again, it's the same with movies or anything else that we watch at entertainment. I don't know why video games are so scared about leaning into the adult themes when you are an adult video game. But Larian's not scared, and I'm cool with that. Have options for everybody so they can play how they want to play. Treat us like adults, because that's exactly who's going to be playing this game. Fantastic. Just this has got to be in the game of the year conversation at the end of the year. 100%. This year is absolutely unbelievable, man. Unbelievable what we've gotten this year. Remnant 2, I want to go back to. Just got word that the patch today fixed a lot. Steel was posting in our DMs that the patch has upgraded Remnant 2. My God, man. It just has started kind of with, for us at least, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, right? But then we got Harry Potter, which was absolutely awesome. And it's just rolled for the rest of the year now. Every single month or 2 months, it seems like we're getting another 1 to 2 absolutely phenomenal, high quality experiences that we're not going to get anywhere else. And shout out to you, Matt, for being excited about Killer Instinct. I was not trying to be Debbie Downer. I was just saying we're not going to see it till next gen, bro. I'm playing game of the year quality stuff that I'm excited about right now. Killer Instinct be great. Love Killer Instinct. But my God, we're going to have Mortal Kombat 1 coming out. We got Tekken 8 coming out. We just had Street Fighter. Killer Instinct's going to be freaking amazing if they bring it back for 2, but that's a few years down the road at least. So we'll get there, Matt. But it is cool that Iron Galaxy's back in the fold. I'm excited for that because I think there's a lot of potential for Iron Galaxy. Maybe Microsoft, it's one of the studios they bring in permanently to the fold. I would love to see that. We've talked about that plenty of times. So, but it's Friday night. Let's get down to business, folks. Let's get down to business.
Yeah, dude, I'm so excited right now. Alvin hit us with a $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Alvin says, took today and the weekend off so I can watch 36 hours of Evo, but putting XUP on one of my monitors to support. Killer Instinct both never left and it's back. I'm on cloud 9. Let's go, Alvin, with the Killer Instinct.
How does the nude mods work for Killer Instinct?
I don't know, and I don't care. Did you see the tournament thing that was going on, and the guy actually left his Chun-Li nude mod on?
Yep, yeah, and they flipped away, and they tried to be cool about it. They're like, "Well, that's
interesting skin,"
but then everybody just busted out laughing, like they couldn't stop. Like it was awesome.
Yeah. So let's get to this breaking news first, right? So just a few minutes before I was ready to send the link to the guys, we got this tweet, and I got to say special thanks to my beautiful wife, Caitlin, because I sent her a DM. I was like, hey, I know you made an awesome thumbnail already, but like, is there any chance you could do this real quick? And she got it done in like a few minutes, and I already got the thumbnail changed up on YouTube and stuff. So yes, Killer Instinct is back, and it's coming back in, at least for the time being, an update, because Iron Galaxy wasn't the original developers that worked on Killer Instinct on the Xbox One. It was originally Double Helix. This game had been planned as like in a seasonal kind of thing. They were going to add stuff over time. You started with only a certain amount of characters, and they added to it over time. And Double Helix got bought out by Amazon when Amazon was really trying to develop their own games. And so Xbox reached out and brought on Iron Galaxy to take over the development and finish out on Killer Instinct. And they did a fantastic job, because to arguably a lot of people, like the best content that was on Killer Instinct on Xbox One was the Iron Galaxy content and all the characters that they put into the game. So the news today is that Iron Galaxy is back, and together we're bringing you Killer Instinct's free 20th anniversary update later this year, including a balance update, improved matchmaking, and 4K support for Series X and S. Now, that's good because the game is in need of an update, resolution-wise. It already runs beautifully, performance-wise and stuff, but that resolution is really going to help for on the Xbox Series X and S. But I think this means more. Iron Galaxy is back in the fold, right? They were busy. They had been working on a lot of stuff. They had a big free-to-play game that they were working on called Rumbleverse. That it was heavily marketed. They put it out there. They tried to do a big thing with it, and unfortunately, the game was a big flop. It didn't really work out. At least I think it's a flop. I haven't heard anything about it. I tried the beta one time, and it was okay, but I didn't really think it was going to take off or anything, and it doesn't appear that it has. So Iron Galaxy is apparently free, at least enough now to do this for the 10th anniversary. But what I believe this means is Iron Galaxy is back in the fold, and I think this is the start of them potentially working on Killer Instinct 2. So the second I saw that, when I saw Iron Galaxy's back, that's just like putting it out there. They could have just said, hey, we're doing a free update. Not really.
That's kind of what they said.
Yeah, but they made a point to mention Iron Galaxy is back, right? Yeah, so they did say they're doing a free update, but they also made a point to say Iron Galaxy is back. So I did some quick sleuthing and just went to their website to check on their hiring post, right? And they have several positions for hire right now, and one of them is for a lead game producer. And the hiring post for the lead game producer, I read the description, and it says, work with your partner, with the brand partner. So with the games partner, which in my opinion might be Killer Instinct 2. And it could be Microsoft, Xbox, working with them on potentially a new Killer Instinct. Because I would think maybe potentially, okay, we're going to bring in the fold, you work on Killer Instinct 2, but in the meantime, hey, do this update, right? 10th anniversary. It makes a lot of sense to me. So anyway, that's just speculation. No official thing there. But there is more hope than ever right now for a Killer Instinct 2 than before. And I am hyped. Fuzzy's hyped with me. Pong says it'll be 2029 before we get this game. So, it is what it is. But I say there's a chance potentially for like an end of the generation type Killer Instinct 2 here in the next 3-4 years or so. Fuzzy, am I going crazy here, or am I like reading too much into the tea leaves? Or do you think this could mean more than just the
Fuzzy
update?
sent you a whole box of tea leaves.
No, I'm hoping it is before the end of the gen. You figure like a 2 to 3 year turnaround, and unless they had something in development from prior, is probably as good as it's going to get. But the fact that they're actually doing this update, and more than likely Microsoft might help them ramp up so they could get something out sooner, is a big step forward. And even if they do it as like the game is as a service, but like change it up just slightly, where let's say you start off with 24 fighters, and then each year do like an additional 8 or 12 or something like that, might be in the card. So they might be able to turn something around a little bit quicker at that point. Do like a 2-year dev cycle. It'd be more of like an update, and then constantly working on the background, getting more characters in and things like that, or just really freshen up the existing one and build from there. Possibly transferring the things from, I guess it's Unreal 4 to Unreal 5 or something like that. But it'd be pretty cool if we can get it before the end of the gen. But my big hope is get Bleeding Edge characters mixed up in there, get other Xbox IP characters in there, get Doom Guy, get Blastfitz and from Wolfenstein.
So much potential.
Yeah, just this is what we've been asking for so long, and the fact that we get this little inkling of news right now, gives us even more hope than we had before. There was always that hope, like, oh, maybe NetherRealm and stuff. But the original people working on, well, not the original, but the ones that worked on the most recent iteration of it, working on it again is a big step forward. And we know Phil's been listening to the community, and we've been asking for a KI2 for probably about 7 years.
He said he was just waiting for the right partner to make it happen, right? And as we speak right now, Iron Galaxy is working on Killer Instinct in one fashion or another. They're working on this update, which means they're working on they're working on Killer Instinct. Like, that's a fact. So there's more potential, I think, than ever that they would be working on it. We got a $5 super chat from Rand. Rand is living in hype mode as well. Appreciate you, Rand. Outdoor19 says KI is back, baby. Yes, Rand's hyped as well. Alvin with the $5. Appreciate you, Alvin. Says it took Double Helix 6 months to get Killer Instinct playable. Iron Galaxy pumped out a new character every month for 2 years. The code is there. It won't take that long. Yeah, maybe it won't take that long for them to do a new one. I mean, they don't have to rewrite the book on this thing. Like, it's,
you don't want them to take full advantage of everything they got.
Yeah, but I mean, you can use the kind of existing engine, update it a little bit. Add some new mechanics and all these things. Load them up with characters. You have 3 years to put every character in the sun. By that time, you even put Spyro and Banjo in there, and they can kick some ass too. Let's go, right?
So you want them to do that instead of you going full out with a brand new Killer Instinct, like Mortal Kombat 1, like Tekken 8 is doing, like Street Fighter
Mortal
does.
Kombat.
Just go ahead and rehash the old one.
You can't tell me they don't take the.
You saw how successful it was when we first remade it. So
it's not like they erase everything from their computers and start Mortal Kombat from scratch every single time. It's like, I feel like they have a working base.
I just want Killer Instinct to be treated properly. I know, but I just want Killer Instinct to be treated properly. All these, you guys that are all gigantic Killer Instinct fans. Like, again, I'm not the competitive fighter guy, so I play them because I enjoy the stories and that kind of stuff. You guys have been fiending for Killer Instinct for so long. Like, we've gone from let's have Ed Boon and NetherRealm do it, which would be a 4 to 5 year product, to Iron Galaxy's back. Let's put this thing out in a year and a half. Let's go. Let's get this done. Let's just do it.
It's so good. They don't.
Bro,
need to
you're gonna.
Like, too
I know,
much,
but you're gonna get an updated version of the old one, right? Which is gonna be great.
Yeah.
Right. 4K on the series consoles, all that kind of stuff. They're gonna do an immaculate job with that. I'd rather see them then take their time. And what a hell of a launch game for your next console. Right? For your next series. Fully fleshed out, brand spanking new Killer Instinct 2.
Even if that's the case, I'm still excited. I'm still excited,
right.
even if that's
right.
the case.
You should be. I'm just saying, let's not rush Iron Galaxy in a year and a half to put out Killer Instinct.
No, I said maybe 3 years. It could be possible. Before, I mean, it's a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you work,
and if they do it next gen console, it could be that Smash Bros experience where they have 40 plus Xbox IP characters that people have been asking for.
Yeah,
and that would do really well.
It'd be crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, so when like you all want to like make a suggestion on when do you think if Iron Galaxy is doing a Killer Instinct 2, which I think is more than likely at this point. Some people may think I'm crazy, but I don't think they just returned for this, right? I think bringing them back, making an announcement that Iron Galaxy is back, like, I think makes a statement a little bit. And for me, that's more than likely that they are going to make a Killer Instinct 2, right? Yeah. I know Phil wanted it. I know Xbox wanted it. They just were looking for the right partner. Iron Galaxy is available. They're working on this content now. It just makes sense, right? So suggestion-wise, when do we see it, if that's the case?
Well, first of all, I don't really care. It come out tomorrow. It could come out in 15 years for me.
I told you, that'd be downers, guys. Come on.
I think that this tweet, you may be reading into it a little too much. I don't necessarily know if it's necessarily second game. Like, the more information could just be like, more information, we're doing a season 4 for Killer Instinct. Like, what if they brought him back for season 4? Because they're just.
This is just speculation. They did not say anything about any new extra
content
beyond the resolution update and stuff like that. But like, I'm just reading the words that they say Iron Galaxy's back, and like when they make a point to mention that, like it lets me know they're highlighting the partner there, right? And I don't think they're gonna necessarily highlight the partner just for an old ass game like that's gonna update. I feel like there's more to this.
I feel like Evo's still going on, like whenever that more information comes out, like if they don't have like a Killer Instinct teaser for like new Killer Instinct coming, I don't think it's necessarily in the works just yet. Because I feel like if it was in the works, they would have announced it with this like tweet or whatever.
Oh no, it would be a big announcement. Like this is coming.
That's
why
I'm saying they could end it with Evo if that's what that more info is coming. Like, but if not, like why not just announce it here? Like just be like new Killer Instinct's coming instead of just
Unless
update.
Gamescom.
Did they say something about more info?
Yeah, they said new 4K update on Series X consoles and more info to come.
Okay.
So,
well, I think the more info is just regarding the update. I agree with the more info is just about the update. Like they'll say when it's going to come out and all that kind of stuff, right? But I'm just speculating beyond this announcement. Like we may not get an announcement for 2 years. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I think based on their website and the hirings that they have, and also
I think that hiring thing, you're reading too much into that.
No,
they work with so many partners that it's like
they are, but it says lead game producer, right? So it
says build and manage relationships with project partners.
The title of the hiring post is for a lead game producer. That's what the actual job title is, right?
You can't lead produce a port.
Well, I'm saying like obviously it's like they have a game that they have to work with a partner for, and it's like for a lead game producer that they're hiring. And there's a lot of other hirings there too, but that's just the one I highlighted, right? So like I feel like lead game producer working with a brand partner, and who knows? Maybe like I said, I may be reading too much into that. It's speculation or whatever. But this correlating also where we know Killer Instinct they are working with Xbox again, at least on this update, right? If they're working with partners, which we know Iron Galaxy does, their last game flopped. They're more free now. It adds up to be the possibility that they could also do Killer Instinct 2, because we know Phil wanted Killer Instinct 2 as well.
I will say it's probably Xbox, because if you look at their port history, it's like all Bethesda games and some both Blizzard games. So like it's going to be probably Xbox. Like the last one was Last of Us though, so like it's probably going to be an Xbox studio. I just don't think it's Killer Instinct, but we'll see.
Okay, fair enough. Am I going crazy? Pong? I mean, do you think it's more than likely that they're making Killer Instinct 2, or am I going crazy?
Well, I think this is the beginning stages, bringing Iron Galaxy back into the fold, being the first one, obviously, and they want to get this 10th anniversary update out. But obviously, like you said, Iron Galaxy being free now, it makes total sense because Phil's talked about it. Everybody's talked about it as far as wanting to get it done. It's just finding the right studio. That's why we speculated. Like, Jez said that he had heard the wisp of a rumor that Bandai Namco was working on Killer Instinct 2, right? So that's why all the speculation has been out there. But if they haven't gotten a deal with anybody else, anybody big, then why not have a team that has all the experience within Killer Instinct? They did a great job. All Killer Instinct's fans were extremely happy with what Iron Galaxy gave them. So why not do it? Why not bring them back in? Do this first, right? And then start the bigger project and start working on Killer Instinct 2. So yeah, I think this is probably the beginnings. And I don't know how big Iron Galaxy is currently. I haven't looked up how many devs they've got. If we start seeing more dev hirings, then I definitely would probably say the project's in the works. I mean, again, if they're already kind of big, then maybe they don't need to, but I think that this is the beginning. They're probably looking at what they're going to need as they start storyboarding, as they start getting under production for Killer Instinct 2. So yeah, no, I don't think you're out of line by saying that this could be the start of that for sure, because it could be a part of a bigger deal. They signed a contract for obviously to do the 10th anniversary, including that contract. Again, Iron Galaxy being free, why would they not want to come back, work for Xbox and make Killer Instinct 2? It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's a big IP. I mean, that's an opportunity for them.
Yeah,
and they already have experience with it as well.
Correct.
Right?
And people were happy with them. So,
Carlos Rivera with the $5 says the lead combat designer is now the head of Killer Instinct. James Goddard was with the combat design. He was never head of Killer Instinct. I don't know what that's regarding. And I think that's maybe the guy that went to Amazon. one of the guys that went to Amazon. I'm not sure, but there was Double Helix had some of the guys from Double Helix, they still stayed with Amazon. They're like, even though Double Helix kind of dissolved there, some of the head ups of Killer Instinct are still original Xbox One Killer Instinct are still with Amazon. But Iron Galaxy is the one that took it over, and I think that most people at this point associate Iron Galaxy with Killer Instinct more than Double Helix. Even
Yeah, they
at
did the
point.
last 2 seasons of it. So
Yeah, and they were fantastic, right? And they pumped out content way faster than Double Helix ever did and stuff like that. So, so Pong, you're thinking it wouldn't be till 2027, 2028 though?
Yeah, I would think we're 4 years away for sure. Yep.
Especially if they're just now hiring. Right?
Correct. Right. If we're just getting started, because again, I don't think they just want to do a simple like little, hey, we've already got the engine, let's just continue to use that engine and move forward. I think they're going to want to go big. If they're going to do a full new product, I mean, again, of course, it depends on budget, depends on what Xbox wants to do with it. But I think it's been long enough that they're going to want to bring it back in the right way, and just more than just a spit shine. I think they're going to want to go full out and give it the actual game that Killer Instinct deserves. It's a long-standing franchise that people that is beloved. So why would you not go full out? So I think that's what I would expect. So 3-4 years. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Fair enough, man. Dude, I'm pumped. And regardless, I'd like Killer Instinct will be more playable than it was before, and a reason to dive back in. And that's later this year, so it's not going to be a long time. I'm wondering how long they've been working, or if they just did this deal and it's being a quick update, or what, but it could have been working with them for a few months at least. Who knows on that as well. So interesting. And more info later, they said maybe Gamescom with that. Would it be crazy if they actually announced the Killer Instinct 2 at Gamescom with this announcement? Like, that would be nuts. They said it's the biggest Gamescom ever for Xbox, really, like with the biggest stage, and they have more games there on the floor than before. So, like, I don't know.
I feel like you would announce that at Evo, though. To be honest, like
probably that's when they did it last time.
Yeah.
It was a big deal when they announced that at Evo. Like, everybody erupted. Man,
they got until Sunday, I think.
Yeah, I would
Is it
say wait
Sunday's
till the
last
end of
day?
Evo. See if there's like one more thing after Evo.
Yeah. It may be really early to announce something like that, even if it exists, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to end this poll here. What does the chat think? 78% agree with me that Iron Galaxy is making a Killer Instinct 2. So maybe it's just me putting that into your brains, everybody. I don't know. But I hope for it, and I think there's enough out there to potentially speculate on that. So, but yeah, originally the main topic was going to be Gamescom 2023. But before we get into that, I did want to touch on Baldur's Gate a little bit, even though it's not on Xbox, which I kind of hesitated to even bring it up because it's a sore spot right now for Xbox fans. Right,
shouldn't be.
Well, it came to PC, it's coming to PlayStation on September 6th, and we don't have a date yet for Xbox, which kind of, for my opinion, it kind of sucks for
It's smart.
A game this big though. I think it sucks.
You don't want to go up against Starfield on Xbox on September 6th.
No, I'm not saying that either, but it does suck when games miss a platform, at least for a time being, right? And that's a shame. I really wish that it could have been like this global launch on everything, right? PlayStation, Xbox, PC, all at the same time, and it would have been as crazy as the game is doing right now. It would have been even bigger. But it's pretty damn amazing what this game's doing, and I'm wondering if Xbox might take notice of this kind of game, because they have some IPs that fall into this category. That Pillars of Eternity, Wasteland, as well. Seeing how this big budget AAA game like Baldur's Gate can do numbers like it's doing right now. Years and years of development and a really passionate developer. We know Larian was on their radar for acquisitions as well, even though Larian said we're nervous to get acquired because they don't want to lose the ability to create their dream games, right? They're afraid of corporates, culture, putting the wrong values in place on the decision making of the creative process, right?
Although,
So
doesn't that
make sure you
strengthen
don't sell the Ubisoft.
doesn't that strengthen their, like, we're not going to sell because we know we're successful now? Like,
It could, or it could make them more raise their value up to another potential acquirer as well. Like sometimes money speaks, right? So, but besides just the acquisition aspects, like Baldur's Gate, a CRPG, and a genre that has no business exploding like it is right now on Steam, which last time I saw was like around 590,000 concurrent players or some shit like that. It was absolutely crazy. It's like the only thing higher it was Counter-Strike.
yeah, that's always like almost at 1 million players.
This is nuts. But this game doing numbers like this, what does it mean to the rest of the industry and maybe even Xbox with making decisions on budgets and allowing games to be more than, we're going to allocate a small budget to a niche game, to a niche genre.
I mean, the industry's not going to change. Like, Ubisoft's still going to do the microtransaction heavy stuff. EA's still going to do it. Like, they're not going to learn from it. I mean, they'll be like, oh, that's just a one-off example of success, whatever. We can't replicate it. Fuck it. We'll just keep milking our consumers.
I disagree. We've seen influence. We've seen influence. We've seen Souls games take off, right, Jasper? Souls games aren't monetized.
A copycat industry.
It is Souls games don't offer that, and yet we've got tons and tons of companies now making Souls-like games, right? So I still think this could have influence. Now, am I saying it's going to have that Souls Elden Ring type influence? That's to be seen, but I think this should make some companies very well aware of what's happening and why it's important not to dismiss these style of games just because you think nobody's interested in turn-based anymore. I think that's the biggest thing, that Mav and I were talking about last night. I think that whole narrative has got to die. There's a huge group of people that if you make a great game, even a turn-based game, and you lean into it and you make it the best you possibly can, and you give it this kind of budget, this kind of time, which again, not everybody's going to do. But if you
that's
put
a huge
the effort
risk
in,
for EA and stuff like that.
But what's a bigger risk? They're going to kill off Dragon Age because they went away from this, Jasper.
Yeah.
Right. So they thought everybody wanted the more action-based.
Make it
systems
more appealing to more people, like that.
Correct. And so now they're killing off another big, gigantic franchise. Again, Jez wrote an article about this today. Oh, no, it's Alex put out a tweet that was spot on. Mav and I were talking about this last night. It should be a wake-up call. Again, not across the board. Not everybody's going to heed all this stuff. Nobody. But the fact that Larian pulled this off and that Larian isn't under a gigantic publisher, Larian is on their own, that they took the risk to go out and build up their studio 10 times from where they were when they did Divinity Original Sin 2. They had 40 devs. They're at 400 plus now. The fact that this studio took that risk and pulled this off, there's got to be some big publishers and bigger devs out there that go, maybe we could do this. Now, again, as I pointed out, a lot of people did come out, including Josh Sawyer over at Obsidian with their, because like Mav just brought up, Pillars of Eternity is there. And Josh Sawyer waved his hands and said, no, this is an anomaly. Don't think that this is going to be something of a norm.
You have to,
right?
Also, the big publishers are going to have that timetable where it's like, you got 2 years to put this out. Like, we're not delaying it. So it's like, whatever you got's out.
Alls I want out of this, alls I'm saying is I want out of this is some more. I'm not saying that everybody has to go to this because it's not going to work for everybody. But I want a couple more companies to take a chance. And I think the one that will, Mav, is if In Exile pulls off Clockwork Revolution.
Yeah.
And Clockwork Revolution becomes a new franchise for them, a big franchise, right? And they have wild success. They're still going to want to do Wasteland. There's no doubt about it. Well, now if they pull off something like Clockwork Revolution, and they go to Phil and they say, Phil, next Wasteland, we want to do what Larian did, and we want to take Wasteland to the next level, Phil would be more inclined. They're going to have two teams at that point. One's going to be working on New Clockwork Revolution. The other team's going to be working on that Wasteland franchise. Phil's got to look at that Wasteland franchise and say, there's a lot of potential there. We could have another Baldur's Gate on our hands because Wasteland is well known. It might not be Baldur's Gate well known, but it is well known, especially in the PC
and
side
each
of things.
game has been very transformative and escalated in quality and scale. Wasteland 3 was is no slouch. I mean, it's a very great game, but like when you see like the full-on cinematics in like Baldur's Gate 3 and you see all the like cut scenes with the dialogue in engine and all of this extra stuff is like added on to another level with Baldur's Gate, and plus the scope and just scale of the game, the detail, all these things. Wasteland 3 does great as I've seen in a long time with the kind of budget that they would have for a game like that. But like Baldur's Gate is on another level, and you don't see this amount of investment and time and money go into a title like this and see the fruits of the labor now. And what we're getting is, which many people are calling right now, a potential Game of the Year winner. Right up there with Zelda, right up there with Diablo, other games that have released this year. And, Starfield's going to come out, Spider-Man 2. It's going to be a crazy conversation we have later this year. And it'd be fucking amazing if Baldur's Gate 3 actually wins Game of the Year with the kind of game that it is.
It would be insane, but I just wanted to wrap that back into Xbox, since you said you didn't almost bring this up, because I do think In Exile's the one team that's all built a lot like Larian. Wasteland is extremely adult oriented CRPG. They could do this in Wasteland, take it to the next level and make it like this. And then obviously we do know also that Larian's already said they're going to go back to Divinity Original Sin after they take a nice break after Baldur's Gate 3. Well, come on. After the success of Baldur's Gate 3, you think Divinity Original Sin 3 is going to be back to the AA it was? No, Larian knows they're going to have to come out with something on par of a Baldur's Gate 3. So there's one we're automatically going to get because of the success, I believe, because of the success here at Baldur's Gate 3. Again, hats off to Larian. They are changing the game. I think we are going to see renewed interest in CRPGs, which again, Matt, speaks to our hearts and is just great. It's a part of the golden age of gaming. So we're seeing a resurgence, and this is one of them right here.
And I played some Baldur's Gate 3 today also, and I had this crazy thing happen, bro. I was like freaking out. I was like, what's wrong? So I was in this like crypt area, and it's kind of early on in the game, and you got to go. We were talking about that area a little bit ago, Pong, right?
Yep.
And there's this room where you have these people, like kind of like
I shot the
skeleton guys
and killed them all.
Yeah.
Right on. I fought all these guys and killed them, but one of my guys, he dropped dead, so I had to revive him, right? And it was Gale, the wizard, right? So apparently Gale has this thing, and I don't know why. I'm sure it's in the lore and stuff that I'll find out later. Where if he dies and you revive him, he has this like necrotic aura that goes around him, and I didn't know what was going on. But he was giving my other players necrosis, which was damaging him like for 4 health per second, like pretty much when we're playing. And I didn't know it was because of him at first. And they're just all around him, and they're all my characters are dying because they're close to Gale. And I was like, what's going on? So then I figured that out. I was able to save them and move them away from him, right? And then they eventually went away.
Yeah, I've been trying to kick him off my team.
Yeah,
I just need to find someone else.
Yeah, there's enough around the starting area for you to be able to kick him off if you want.
Yeah, but I didn't. I don't want him.
What, Gale?
Yeah,
Gale was amazing, bro. Trust me, Gale.
I'm trying to
Gale's
find
awesome.
the.
Wait, what class are you, Jasper?
I'm a cleric.
Oh, you went cleric.
I'm a cleric too.
So I'm trying to build my team with Shadowheart, which is the other cleric, the yellow chick, the fighter, and then I want to get the barbarian lady, the demon
the
barbarian.
tiefling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. So eventually I couldn't figure out how to get rid of it. I was Googling stuff all over the place. I asked the guys in the DM, how the fuck do I get rid of Gale's necrosis or whatever he has, his death aura that he has around him? No answers anywhere I could find. So I went to
he has a thing where this is probably what you're talking about, where I had to give him magic gloves to eat because he needs to consume magic.
No, that's a
items.
different thing about Gale. So there's a way to get rid of that too. I found that out when I was reading about trying to figure out how to get rid of his necrotic death aura thing. So
what kind of Gales are you guys running?
No, I found that about Gale. He requires magic items and stuff. He consumes them. It's a thing about him. Yeah. But there's a way to get rid of that too, apparently, if you search it up.
Yeah, kick him off the team.
So I ended up doing the long rest thing, hoping that was gonna work. And with the scene where they all sleep, right? Oh, they're all going and have health have health come off of them when they're laying down. I'm like, shit, this didn't work. But when they woke up, it went away. So that's how you get rid of that if Gale dies. Anyway, Fuzzy.
I've had him did he die?
No,
or did he just go down?
He got up, because I did a scroll on him to pick him up, and then that's when he got the necrosis thing. And then he died again because he got hit again, and I had to use a second scroll on him. But he didn't die. He was just laying down.
Oh, that's weird. Because I've had him go down several times, but I've never had that happen.
Maybe it has to go down twice in the same fight. I'm not sure. But he has this little skull thing next to him, and he has this aura of purple shit. And if
you don't revive him in 3 turns and it fails, then they die, right? And you have to, then that's when you use the scroll on them, right?
No, you can use the scroll before that.
Because if you just pick them up, it doesn't count as you using the
scroll.
Yeah,
but I was too far away, so I used a scroll.
Oh. You couldn't just, okay. That's probably why.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. He got it. So anyway, it was interesting. But yeah, the game's awesome. Loving it so far. And I can tell Pong's playing it right now based on his face. Yeah. He has Pong has the worst playing game face at hiding it at least. Fuzzy, are you interested in this game at all? Because Jasper wasn't, but he got the FOMO and he picked it up today.
I think at some point I will wind up picking it up.
On Xbox?
Yeah, either Xbox or I'll play it on my Steam Deck. I don't know. I'm not big on the turn-based stuff, but there is a lot of stuff that is appealing to me as far as this game. But I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to be fitting Starfield in enough time before Forza. So picking up Baldur's Gate 3 is not quite in the cards. I finally,
it's a massive game.
I think last week or not last week, but earlier this week is when I started playing Street Fighter 6, and I bought that the same day you could pre-order Diablo, or the month before or something like that. So it's I'm behind on my recent purchases, so I don't know if I'm gonna add another one that I'll probably not get to, because I did that with Kingdom Come Deliverance a while ago, and I think I waited a year to play it, and by the time I got around to it, I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool, but I want to do some racing or something else. So it's, if anything, I would say when I start slowing down from Forza and have gone through a couple of mods on Starfield, that's when I'll probably pick it up.
Right on.
So in about 3 years.
Yeah.
No, I think it'll be sooner than that. But yeah, it's going to be a while. It'll probably be this time next year or something. Let's see.
The Divinity games came to Game Pass at one point, I think. So there's a chance that eventually this could take Game Pass. But first, it's got to release on Xbox.
Yeah, this game's success is kind of putting that down, right? So they don't really need to at this point. Why would you? It's like Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Why would you? Right?
If they did, it would be a year or two after release.
Yeah. It could be
they've
longer.
already signed that deal. I mean, then Because they've been working on it closely
Yeah.
with like the Xbox Series. So if they may have signed a deal in the back end, it's like whenever you get it
Yeah,
ready.
that's true. Because they use the money to help fund developing the game. But then if I was Xbox, I'd even be more upset that they didn't get
it's possible.
mode
You know, the thing with this game is people should understand too that yes, it's turn based. And yes, it is strategy tactics. And you know, a lot of people I've seen playing the game are first timers and they don't understand, Mav, like how you can use strategy and how you can like ungroup your character. So a lot of the things that you're going to see on YouTube, a lot of the players, and this is nothing against them, you can play the game that way. But if you really want to see this game shine, you got to plan out once you get to know your characters and once you get to understand their unique abilities and how you can use those together. Listen, real quick, I'll tell you the thing that I had to happen today in that crypt today, Mav, is I had a situation. I don't know if you guys actually fought all the guys that were looting the crypt or not.
Yeah.
I ungrouped because you can ungroup. So you can send out a single one of your characters. So I'm a rogue. That's my main character is a rogue. So I sent her out by herself, picked the lock on a door. There's four of the looters behind the door. I picked the lock. She made a saving throw so that she wasn't found out, right? So I opened up the door, got 2 pot shots off because I surprised him. So I got 2 shots off with my crossbow on the biggest dude, the biggest and baddest dude. Took 75% of his health before they could even move. I then booked it with my rogue back around the corner before they could come through the door. In the meantime, I had my other 2 characters, including Gale. This is why Gale's so dang cool. I had Gale and Shadowheart hidden off to the side. I had him cast grease right in front of the doorway after my rogue had booked it. So now it's trapped. 2 of them come through.
They slip and fall on their ass.
They slip. One of them didn't make their saving throw, fell, laying on their back in the grease. The other one's stuck in the grease. Well, not stuck, but he's slowed down because of the grease.
Movement's reduced.
Right. And so now I'm around the corner with my rogue. I'm back to hiding again. I bring her out, get another pot shot. I get another pot shot off. Next turn, Gale lights that grease up. And now I've only got 2 people left and I take down 2 of them. Actually, I think I wound up with 1 of them left at that point back in the room that I originally pick locked. And it was a massacre at that point. That's where this game shines, is when you start getting in depth with it, because this is really D&D tabletop, just in a visual format, right? An interactive format like this. So if you think critically, you can do crazy wild things.
And use your environment. Like use your environment. There's a lot of hidden stuff like fire chandeliers, like on top you can shoot down and drop them on people, stuff like that. Like,
that's how you open up things. That's how you find secrets as well, right? There's a lot of that stuff. You got to be aware, spatially aware. This is not just a straight up old school like Western RPG where there's not a whole lot except what's right in front of you. There's tons of stuff that you don't even know. You'll pull levers, you'll hear something, you don't know what that did, right? That's how this game works. Like, you'll have no idea. That's where, again, Larian just pulled this off.
You'll pick up shit and it's in your inventory and you have no clue what it's for.
I talked my way, like, before, like, today I died, like, and I lost an hour and a half of progress. Like, I talked my way.
Become save whores, by the way. Become save whores.
I talked my way through the goblin camp so far that I got inside and, like, I was like freeing all the prisoners, talking my way through the shit. I failed 1 conversation, and the entire camp came alive.
That's the whole thing. When I came out of the crypt, real quick too, the first time when I played the crypt in the preview, right, I had kind of gone through the front door, so there was guards up at the top or whatever. Some of the looters were hanging around at the top, and I had intimidated my way through that, right. Mm-hmm. This time around, I actually went around, snuck around, found a way into the bottom of the crypt, right? In the way bottom where the skeletons are.
Yeah.
Worked my way back up. Yep. Worked my way back up, right? Came out through the crypt and they caught me because I was sneaking around. I was going to try to kill them. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. Well, they noticed me, right? I failed the saving throw. Well, my whole conversation was different because then I had an option to persuade them that I was undead. So it was like, I've just been awoken in my crypt and I want blood, and scared him off. It worked, of course, because I got high persuasion. So I scared him off that way, but it was a completely different conversation than I had during the preview, which is freaking incredible. That's why I love this game. This game's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it's so much fun, bro. All right, we got a couple of more super chats here to get to. Spartan661 hit us with a $10 earlier. I appreciate you, Spartan. It says, the real question here is how many mascots can Xbox have? The answer is all of the best ones. Maybe Sony needs to rewrite their contracts and not exclude the Xbox consoles. Xbox, Microsoft is hunting. Yeah, so when they buy Sega, you can have Sonic and Killer Instinct also. That'd be nice. Chris Jones with the $2 saying, are you going to play Starfield or the Killer Instinct update? Of course I'm going to play Starfield, and then I'll make a little bit of time for the Killer Instinct update for sure. I saw Amit Kumar also mention this as well. He said Iron Galaxy also replied to another tweet saying that there would be more tweaks and updates in the future. So this is more than just the 4K update thing, and then they're done with it. I mean, they're full on support to this game again. So
talking about
interesting.
If they buy Sega, like Sonic could be in Killer Instinct. Like if they do that, like Smash Bros is pretty much going to be Nintendo versus Xbox characters. They're going to have so many Xbox characters in fucking Smash Bros now.
I mean, it's already gonna. It's crazy, right? I mean, dude, the possibilities for Killer Instinct are endless. We could go on and talk about like 50 characters we would want in the game. How about Dragonborn? You know, you could do Atriox and from Halo Wars 2, and you could do, dude, you could Master Chief, obviously.
BJ,
you know, last time they had Arbiter in there already.
Vault Boy, you know,
Vault Boy would be fucking amazing, dude. But they would probably have a Vaulter, right? Just like somebody in a blue Vault suit.
No, you gotta do Vault Boy. Like he has so many different like characters, like in the just like the figurine. Like you can do so many different fun stuff with that.
They did Battletoads already.
Yeah.
You could do Ori. I think Ori would make a good Smash character, actually.
Yeah.
That when people were all saying, "Well, what Xbox character do you want for Smash?" I was like, I think Ori would make a really good Smash character. Plus, it's also like they put it on the Switch, also, so there'd be like a little bit of relevance there for Nintendo.
You could do
players.
the Ghostwire Tokyo, dude, and get some like fun magic blocks and spells.
Dude, you're right.
Or Raz from Psychonauts.
You could do a vampire from Redfall and put those guys in a good
and
game.
Just have them run straight at you and do nothing.
Yeah, they could just stand there. Just be the training dummy.
It's the training dummy. Yeah.
Fucking vampires from Redfall as the training dummy. That'd be fucking great, bro. All right. Gamescom 2023. Xbox is poised to have the biggest Gamescom ever in their history, and this is actually according to them as well. So we do know one game that is going to be there playable as well, and that's Stalker 2. So I mean, is there still a chance for 2023 at this point, guys? Or are we thinking early 2024 still? I mean, maybe around that time. It's pretty damn awesome. It's going to be there and playable, in my opinion. So I don't know when it's going to come out, but that being there, in the Europe, you know, obviously with what's the name of the studio again? Is it GameWorks? What's the name of the studio?
The publisher is GSC or something like
that. Is it GameWorks, right? GameWorks?
GSC, yep.
Yeah, so they're located in Ukraine, so you know, it makes sense that it'd be probably easier for them to attend, right? Being a Gamescom. But I wonder what this means for release date potentially on Stalker 2. Any thoughts on potential still hope for 2023?
November.
If so, I think it's December.
It's a pretty damn big game, you know, like for Xbox. Like I think it's kind of was being marketed a lot earlier because the release date was intended to be way earlier than it is. So a lot of that marketing is kind of like it like died down now, and maybe not. It's not on the front of people's minds as much as it used to be. But everything we've seen from this game looks fucking incredible. I think it has a chance to be a huge hit. It's a day one Game Pass game again, which would just be another crazy big game to have on Xbox this year. And speaking of that, like this year already for RPGs, like holy fucking hell, right? Like Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield, Diablo 4 as a ARPG looter, right?
And that's the one good thing about
God, man.
what Baldur's Gate is doing is like with soccer, like soccer is kind of a different game, and like a lot of people just kind of expect it's like a shooter, you go in, just like kill enemies or whatever. But like there's a lot of like weird elements to that game. Just like in inventory, you got to eat, you got to like watch your radiation, you got to change your gas mask, you got to do all these like other like survival things that I don't think a lot of people really understand with that game. So I'm hoping that it's not too much of a negative for when new people jump into this game, because it's been marketed as like a big game, and so you're gonna have a lot of newer people jump into it.
Yeah,
we'll just have to wait and see. But that's what's good about Baldur's Gate is it's a new game, people are jumping in and loving it, so it's always a chance for it.
Oh, show. So I'm just reading you from Xbox's Gamescom post on Xbox Wire. We're excited to meet Xbox players at Gamescom in Cologne, Germany this August with fan experiences that are bigger and better than ever. It's the fans that make Gamescom the biggest gaming event in the world, and we're thrilled to greet you this year with the largest booth we've ever had at Gamescom. Attendees will be able to experience a huge amount of exciting new games coming to Xbox, PC, and Game Pass with fantastic photo opportunities and the return of Xbox Fan Fest. If you can't make it to Cologne, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Xbox booth. Did we mention that the Xbox booth is bigger than ever this year? Because it is. We'll have over 30 titles in the booth awaiting eager players spread across over 150 gaming stations, amazing photo ops experiences, and especially constructed 300-seater theater. Damn, that's going to be pretty fucking cool. If anybody in the UK or Germany or in Europe or anybody over there is going to Gamescom in the chat, let us know. And I'm curious, people that are going to go, how it is.
I think AJH in the chat earlier said he's waiting on his passport. So
oh, nice. Let's go. Attendees will be able to check out exclusive theater presentations from Bethesda Game Studios' highly anticipated Starfield. I thought Starfield wasn't going to be at Gamescom, everybody. What is this? They're going to be able to have a presentation at the theater?
No demo. Red flag, bro.
Oh, they can't get their hands on it. Oh, but did everybody miss this? That Starfield is actually going to be there with a theater presentation?
No demo.
Why is nobody?
The demo, bro.
Why is nobody talking about that? It's just no demo. No demo, I guess. So anyway, as well as upcoming Xbox Game Studios releases Forza Motorsport from the developers at Turn 10 and Aura History Untold from the team at Oxide Games. Towerborn, the newest adventure from the developers at Stoic and unveiled at the Xbox Showcase, will be hands-on for the first time, and we'll have the latest content coming to the Elder Scrolls Online and Microsoft Flight Simulator. Over 25 titles from our third-party partners and ID at Xbox friends will be playable on the booth. This includes world debuts of GSC Game World's Stalker 2. This is Game Worlds, not GameWorks, my bad. GSC Game World's Stalker 2. Overkill Software and Starbreeze Studios' Payday 3. Don't Nod's recently announced Jusant. Is that the climbing game?
I think so. Yeah.
Where you just like keep going up, or whatever. Okay. Mm-hmm. From Software's Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. Again, that Xbox marketing for Armored Core 6 is pretty interesting here. Recreate Games Party Animals. Again, Party Animals. This time playable.
Be a Game Pass game.
Yeah. This will be playable this time, right? So it's interesting that Stalker 2 is a Game Pass game. Payday 3 is a Game Pass game. Jusant is a Game Pass game. Party Animals is a Game Pass game. Huh. And they just threw Armored Core 6 in there in the middle of those. This is just food for thought. Anyway.
Game Pass sandwich.
It's because it's a demo, bro. We got demos.
CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty. Spotlight by Quantic Dreams, Under the Waves, and Sega Atlas Persona 5 Tactica, and more. Man, that's a pretty damn big year. It's also for at Gamescom. They also say
Wait, Quantic Dream is the one that did that robot thing, right? For PlayStation.
Yeah, Detroit Become Human, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were making that Under the Waves game. They're supposed to be making a new Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think it got
know.
like delayed or something, but yeah.
Yeah. The trailer for that was fucking awesome. But we haven't heard anything about it for a long time. Attendees can also come and help us celebrate 10 years of ID at Xbox and experience a diverse range of ID at Xbox titles for hands-on, including Paradox's Lamplighters League, which is also Game Pass Day 1, which looks fucking... If you like tactics games, if you become a fan of it because of Baldur's Gate 3, check out Lamplighters League as well. Thunderful SteamWorld Build, Amplifier's Lightyear Frontier, and lots more. Whatever you're into, the Xbox booth will have something for you. For the full list of titles playable in the booth, visit here. All right, so that's from the Xbox Wire post. I mean, holy shit, that seems going way more all out at Gamescom than they have in a long time. Are we expecting any surprise news as well, other than this, guys? I mean, if they're going all out with the booth, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get a couple little nuggets here and there. Pong, what you think, bro?
Psycho wants in.
Oh, Psycho's here. All right.
Psycho's here. Let's go. No, I think Gamescom, we've talked about this a couple times, and I think that Gamescom definitely has the potential for some surprises. Again, I'm not expecting, mic drop moments per se, but I definitely think we could get some more announcements, especially for some Game Pass games. I still think Armored Core 6 could get a surprise Game Pass announcement there. It'd be perfect timing. They would have all their pre-orders in if they were going to do it. Not saying it's going to happen, but I think that's a possibility still. Like I said from the beginning, I thought maybe Starfield would be on the floor. Obviously, we know that that's not the case. That's why everybody's pretending to freak out right now. But I think that there might be one or two games, maybe not on that list, that do show up. Maybe they're ready, or maybe they got some third-party partners that we don't know of yet that they kind of surprise show up. Again, that's how, remember Liza P last year was the same thing.
Yeah.
Remember that? Because we had that Aaron Greenberg posted that shot from the floor before they went live. What show was that at? Was that at Gamescom?
I think it was Gamescom.
Yeah.
Was it Gamescom? Remember that he had posted that picture and people saw like in the background Liza P there to play. That was the first time that we had known that was going to happen. So I think something like that could definitely happen again this year. The fact that everybody's going, the fact that this is kind of they're making a big deal. It's not just like, hey, there's going to be a lot to show you guys. They're actually out here and the Phil's going and all that kind of stuff. I definitely think they're going to have some surprises up their sleeve. I would not doubt it in the least. So I think everybody needs to pay attention to Gamescom. This is going to be a fun one this year, I think, especially with the hype surrounding Starfield and what they got going into that. I'm interested to see what they're going to be showing in the theater for Starfield, what they're going to have behind the scenes. I don't know if that's open to public or if that's going to be press only, but I'm sure we'll start getting reports out of there. Maybe it's something new from Starfield. Maybe it's just a new trailer, like a launch trailer, which obviously is only, 5 days away from the time that they're going to be at Gamescom. So, but yeah, pay attention because I think we might get a couple little nuggets out of this one.
Hellblade 2 is going to be there.
Yeah.
When did they say that? Is that
I'm looking at the breakdown of the floor, and they had it's not going to be playable though. It's going to be the Hellblade 2 face paint and photo opportunity meet and greet.
Oh, okay.
So there might be some updated clips that we see.
Yeah, could be. Maybe we'll get some actual battling combat, huh? Since everybody's been demanding it.
Yeah.
Gamescom used to be pretty big. We got Halo Wars 2 announcement back in the past. One of them, the last big one that Phil Spencer was at that I could find was, I think, 2015. And we got Quantum Break announcement there, or gameplay showcase there. We got Scalebound, some more gameplay there. We got Crackdown 3 multiplayer. So it was like a pretty big, and it was still that like E3 stage presence where they come out on stage and it's like, this is what we're showing is the classic E3 kind of presentations they had back in the day there. So it'd be interesting to see if they kind of go back to that or if it's going to be kind of more similar to current E3 presentations we get.
Yeah. Age of Empires 4 would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's going to be there because it's probably October for the Xbox release. So.
That could be the surprise, maybe right? The 4 release date for console would be great. Psycho, welcome to the show. I don't know how far
Thank
you were
you.
sitting, how long you were sitting backstage. Sorry.
For a little while. but
I'm
it's-
sorry. I didn't notice. But
Yeah,
hey, fresh off of work, man. Welcome.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry for that I'm late. It just got kind of crazy tonight and ran a little bit late, but here I am. And I heard you guys were talking about Killer Instinct. Who was it? The Iron Galaxies possibly heading up that.
They're coming back at least for support on the original game, which, like, I'm saying, if they're making an announcement that they're coming back for the original game to do updates and stuff, I'm thinking they're going to be on board for 2, right? So
Yeah.
that's my thoughts, speculation, but exciting regardless. We're getting a big update or a good update for the first one, finally for current gen consoles, right?
Yeah, kind of drum up that excitement, see who gets on, and really wonder who is going to head up that project. If Iron Galaxy is going to be solely a backup studio for just support, or they're going to be the ones that are handling it themselves.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, it's fantastic. What a year for freaking fighters, if the game takes 3 years, depending on whatever whenever they started it, or if they're just starting it, it'd be great because then we get the season 2 update. I think next year, and then what comes out next year? It's
Tekken 8 probably next
Tekken
year.
8.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that was...
it's still possible.
I mean,
for this
that
year,
game
I
could
guess,
come out
but
this year. Yeah,
Tekken 8
there's a lot of leaks for that. So
it's
Yeah.
possible, but I think it's 2024. But like, it'd be early 2024 most likely if it's 2024.
Yeah. So that'd be kind of cool to kind of get an update for that, so it kind of stays in the mix of this year and next year would kind of be the year fighters kind of keep that going, and then be awesome to see if they do a sequel. So
yeah, I mean, I'm wondering what the support's going to be. Maybe they just fire back up Killer Instinct, update it, and just roll out like new seasons with new content too. Like, who knows, man? Like, lots of possibilities, but it's back, and that's exciting for me. Vic the Click hit us with a $5 super chat talking about Gamescom. Said, of course it's going to be bigger, Mav. They bought over Sony's section because Sony again is not doing anything for Gamescom. But where's the concern about Spider-Man 2's demo? Why aren't they showing up at Gamescom? I don't.
It's the same concern they have for Starfield. It's just fake. They have no concern.
They're gonna have a Starfield presentation at this theater, 300-seat theater there. Pretty fucking awesome.
What was it? Starfield? It was 3 games that was gonna have a theater presentation. It was Starfield.
I just read it.
Forza and something else, which is very interesting.
Yeah, Aura.
What is it?
Yeah, Aura.
Aura. Okay, that'd be cool.
They originally announced that game was going to come to Xbox, but it's only on I think for PC right now, and it'll probably be one of those games they release for Xbox and then later bring out on consoles. But the Aura team has been posting updates and stuff, and that game looks pretty awesome. It is a strategy game, right? Yeah. It's a strategy game, so it may not be for everybody, but it looks pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing what.
I had invites to play that early, but my PC can't handle it. It was like, nope. I was like, all right, I guess I don't get to play, but yeah, kind of am excited for that. And then Baldur's Gate 3, let's just hope that does come out on Xbox. Hopefully the concerns or the what they just have to optimize more. We'll see that after the release of Starfield, so maybe October, possibly see a Xbox
there's some
release.
Speculation. It may not be on Xbox till 2024 right now, so it's coming to PlayStation on September 6th, but maybe not on Xbox until 2024. Which was Starfield coming. It's like I've seen
from
it
the
all
dev.
over.
It's from the dev.
The dev was talking
Okay.
about it, and the way that he made it sound was that it's going to take some time to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
They're
why people
working.
said
They're
maybe
working on
20.
it for that
So-
stupid split screen co-op mode that nobody's ever gonna fucking play in this game. But it is what it
Yeah.
is. Like,
Yeah.
is
Isn't-
anybody? I have a question. As a PC mainly a PC game right now, right? Obviously, it's only on PC right now. Who the fuck's playing split screen co-op on PC?
They don't.
Like,
They don't. That's why it's on, and it's on the Steam Deck certified. So
Yeah.
Steam Deck, you aren't playing split screen co-op, right?
Yeah, and that's the
If
thing.
I
That's,
was
why
that's
the
where
does
the
question-
it-
Xbox's problem is they have their
Yes.
they
The
force it.
requirement.
Yeah.
if I was
Yeah.
to question Larian's
w-
like
so
thing at all, that's just like a stupid mode to force in there that's
What-
causing all these problems with the platforms and stuff.
Well,
Anyway,
that's
like
not really their fault. That's Xbox's
Yeah.
problem. with-
Yeah.
Well, but I'm
So-
saying, like, why force that? Like, why even have that mode in the game in the first place? Like,
That's
I
what I was gonna
understand
say.
it's cool, but if it's keeping you from being on platforms where you could potentially have millions of sales and nobody uses it, I mean, what percentage of players are going to use this feature? Like, how many?
Point-
1%.
0.0001.
I mean, how many people use couch co-op nowadays anyway?
Well, but especially,
Oh,
especially
don't
on
say that,
PC.
Jasper,
Like,
because there was a whole thing with Halo. Don't forget, Halo don't have couch co-op. It's a fucking failed game. It's
but
a stupid
I'm
fucking
saying,
game.
like, in a game like this, it doesn't.
It don't need it. It don't need it.
It's a cool
doesn't
extra thing, right?
Yes,
it's not
it's
like
nice to have, but it's not necessary to play. So if it's having issues on Xbox, just don't have it. I mean, work that bug out until it's ready, and then
do that.
release the game.
We'll release the game
and
everywhere
then-
without the feature, and then just release the
Yeah.
feature later, so you can have parity
Exactly.
everywhere. It just makes too much sense, right? Like this one little feature that
Yeah.
nobody is going to really use. Maybe like a handful. If you're listening right now and you fucking love the Baldur's Gate 3 split screen mode co-op,
sorry.
this game, usually turn-based games like this don't even have co-op, and even if they do, like to have a split screen on the same couch option is even more rare. So it's like, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, it's like you're talking about, like Fuzzy said, 0.00002% of people are ever going to use this thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if it's holding you back from releasing to millions of people, I don't know. It just, I get you're being stubborn with it, Laren. You have your priorities and you want to release your vision and all that kind of stuff, but like, I don't know about that one. I'm just saying.
And that's another thing. You kind of like address two issues at the same time. You know, the parity issue with Xbox, having both consoles having the same features. If you get rid of it, you can release your game. Laren can release her game with everything else. Get those sales, because people are going to be hyped and be excited if they announce, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have it at a later date instead of delaying the entire game for a feature that only very few people are going to use. Let's do this.
Unfortunately,
It's a
though,
big-
Oh, that
now-
would be so. I just like talking about the co-op thing. That would be so cool if like all of us that are playing Baldur's Gate, like either like Mav set it up where like we all share our screens to stream on like Mav stream, so we all have like different perspectives. So you have 3 different like screens
Yeah.
of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we
it
could
would be
do
pretty
and we could do
You
that.
have,
Yeah,
like
that'd be
our own
great.
decisions. Like
We
in
should
a
do
party.
that. How
Well,
many?
the thing that
how
I
many
think is
players
cool about
is
that
it?
whole co-op
I think
is
it's 4,
Or
Okay.
but if there's a
Yeah.
mod you can do 12. I think it's still
Right.
worth
Yeah,
putting in.
yeah.
So
there's no tether. You can completely do different parts of the map, and the fact that I guess the only drawback would be the party loot stuff, where it's like all
Yeah.
the loot is grabbable for everybody. There's not like an
Mhm.
individual loot drop type of thing. So, but
Oh,
that-
so,
that's-
like,
yeah,
whatever
there's a
weapon-
setting in the game where you can like make it to where like your cutscenes are like shared, but there's also like it's on default it's off. So like I can go talk to some random dude and it won't like interfere with your game.
Mm.
I'll give my own like perspective of story.
correct.
But yeah, I just think that this is silly to have that feature holding
Yeah.
back.
I-
the entire
unfortunately, though,
console.
it's too late, right? Because now if they were to remove it and like because the parity in PlayStation doesn't get it also, you have the PlayStation fan base, they removed a feature because the Xbox sucks and can't support split screen
give a
co-op,
fuck.
right? There'll be an outcry.
Yeah, leave it on
The
PlayStation.
you're gonna have the co-op. How many co-op PlayStation fanboys out there are gonna be playing this? together on their couch. I mean, they don't have friends on.
Well, if you look at New York, apparently
online.
there's about 10,000 people that want one
Oh my
PlayStation
God.
5 to share.
What's the
yeah.
guy? Kai Sinat? Is that the
Yeah,
name?
whatever.
Man, that was crazy, dude. All these PlayStation like guys want to get those PlayStations from a streamer, like causing riots on the streets of New York City. What's going on, man? It's absolutely crazy. I just think the hype for Baldur's Gate 3 for them must be unreal to want to go and riot in New York City because
what
you
it
know,
is?
yeah,
That's what we're
I
rolling
mean,
with, yeah.
it's the big game coming out for them this year now. I mean, it's not Spider-Man 2 or anything. You know, Kai was out there handing gift cards for Baldur's Gate and PlayStation 5s, and everybody was so pumped that they fucking caused a riot, man. They're climbing on cars and shit. You know,
Yeah,
right?
throwing rocks.
A bunch of fucking Teen Wolf
Someone
wannabes
shot
on the
himself in the
van
arm?
out there, man. It was
What?
crazy.
Yeah, there was a guy that shot himself with his own gun.
I want a PlayStation 5. Like, what the hell's happening? Kai, where's mine? Like, I never even heard of this guy before this. Well,
He's
what?
the biggest Twitch
He
streamer.
got arrested, didn't he?
I don't fucking.
Yeah, he's
watch.
been charged with counts of inciting riot or whatever.
Worse.
Nice.
Wow.
I'm sure he's famous
A
enough to
boost
get
for
dropped
his
in like a
channel.
day.
He's yeah. I read about him because I was curious. Who the fuck is this that's has enough pull to cause a riot in New York City?
There you go, man.
Because
That's how you get new viewers. Just start a riot.
everybody meet me downtown Dallas right now. I'm
On
giving away
speculation
free
riot.
Xbox Series X's. Meet me down in the West
Yeah, but
End.
it's Xbox, so 3 people are going to show up.
Yeah,
Oh
but,
God.
Oh.
yeah.
Unless
I'm
you
giving
work-
away Xbox.
Unless you're in
gift
my neck of
cards.
town, then there's a lot more now.
Oh, fun speculations in town. We're gonna fucking cause a riot here, everybody. Let's go. Xbox is for free for everybody. Jeez, what do these thousands of people think when they got in line? Like, oh shit, I'm not gonna get one. I better start fucking throwing barricades and
Yeah.
lighting shit on
Pretty much.
fire.
Hey, you didn't tell me there was a limit, yo. You said that
That-
I come down, I get one. I'm here for my PS5. I already got 3, but I need 4 more.
Oh my god.
No, they told him it was a battle royale. They got to fight for it.
Yeah, fight for the death.
Last one standing gets the PS5.
Oh.
Wow. Hey, we should tell all those people that didn't get their PS5s they can get a free trial or a $1 trial to Game Pass Ultimate right now.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. It's just if you cause a riot, then you can just go rob all the GameStops.
It's true.
Oh,
They ain't got none.
Wow.
what's in stock? Nothing.
Nothing no more.
Oh,
They
man.
got no, I'm not gonna start that, so never mind.
Good idea.
Yeah, that
Anyway,
was.
back to Gamescom.
Yeah, it did look like
I sold another 2 Series X's today, so
Nice.
Nice, yeah.
go
Congratulations.
Starfield Direct. It's doing wonders
moving the
for me.
boxes. Yeah. The freaking scene though, like the footage looked like a bunch of zombies. Like it was crazy. Like it was like a horde, man. Like out of The Walking Dead, bro. It's
Well,
nuts.
it's probably the first time a lot of them got out of their house, and they're like, "Oh, let me get a PS5."
Yeah.
They're
They sound like Cookie Monster.
they're still playing on the launch PS4.
It's just nuts. Anyway, besides that, so yeah, Gamescom's gonna be huge. I think Xbox is bringing the goods. I do expect a couple surprises, but I don't know how big, like everybody else here. But fuck yeah, Killer Instinct's back. Let's see what else was. Oh yeah, Embracer Group is closing studios. Everybody,
Fire sale.
yeah, they are. Their billions of dollar deal fell through with whoever their partner was, I forget, and now they are in they're in the shitter. It seems like
They
they're
just put out Remnant though.
yeah, that's going to be a success for them. But besides
That
that,
studio
they're,
will stay around.
yeah, they're closing some studios, and I'm wondering how much of this is going to continue with Embracer Group, because it doesn't seem like things are great for them right now. And if there's going to be potentially sell-offs and all this kind of stuff, what do we think about that?
Just layoffs, no sales.
no
No,
sales of studios. They got like a ton of them.
No, Jasper, there's sales going. I think we're gonna see fuck.
Crystal Dynamics.
It's not a
Yes,
name of a studio.
Crystal D and what is it?
Eidos.
Eidos.
They're not gonna. They just bought them. They're not gonna be like, we can't
Yeah.
afford them. They're just gonna sell them off again.
No. They're gonna sell them off. They
What
they
are
bought
they
them to
most
hold them.
likely to get rid of?
They're gonna sell those off for maybe half bill.
Make a
and
profit, yeah.
Make
I think
a
if
little bit of
anything, it would
money.
be like you would maybe
And
break off some of THQ studios.
no, they would try to keep. They would close some of those down before they would sell off.
Do they need a savior to buy some of these studios so they don't get closed?
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
THQ is the ones that just recently did the Saints Row reboot, right? Yeah, they're gone. See you, bye.
Yeah.
I hate to put it that way, but that game didn't meet any expectations, so
No.
they're
no.
probably up there on that chopping block, like towards the top of the list.
Would they be like a good acquisition target for anybody though? Either like
Mm-mm.
I
They don't
think
have.
without
don't
the
have a good
IP,
track record.
probably not.
well, even with the IP, I mean, they didn't.
They were the
didn't do much
publisher.
for them
They were
anyway.
the they were the publisher on it. So like Deep Volition, wherever the fuck, actually made the game.
Okay,
But THQ published it, and THQ is under Embracer, who is their parent
Yeah.
company. So it's like-
Volition is the developer.
Oh, okay. They're the publisher or developer.
Developer.
THQ is the publisher.
Okay, yeah.
Volition's the
Well, if
yeah.
if they already published it, then but they do the wrestling games, so
2K does them now.
do they do
Yeah.
them now?
yeah,
Yeah.
THQ used to be
Okay.
Yeah.
in back in
Yeah.
the day, but
Okay, that's how
THQ
long
doesn't
I've
really
fucking-
do like
I've
anything
played
anymore.
fucking
Really, like
wrestling fucking games. So.
THQ is just kind of a name now. But they had kind of made a resurgence, and then I think is Saints Row really like it for them now?
Let's what the fuck.
Ed Pong, educate me on THQ, what they got, because you're shaking your head.
No, I was just talking about Saints Row. It's
I
nothing
think
anymore.
THQ
Yeah.
put out
Ruined
Destroy
it.
All Humans this year. Or last
Okay,
year, whatever
that
it
was another one. Yeah.
Yep.
They also put out that honey game that we played last year, Way of the Hunter, whatever.
Okay.
They
did they also do that shark game? The one where you
Maneater?
Man-Eater.
yeah.
They may have. I can't remember.
They used to do a bunch of good games.
yeah.
Man.
So they made Darksiders, Destroy All Humans, and
The Darksiders was a
MX
hit for them, but they haven't
Yeah.
heard anything about that. in a long
MX
time.
versus ATV.
Oh, they
Red
do the
Faction.
SpongeBob games. That's been pretty decent with them. I don't know if the
yeah.
last one sold too well, but I know the first remake sold really well for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Volition, like the developer, like I don't know if there's like, I mean, they're owned by THQ, which is owned by Embracer Group, but like I don't know, man. It's like
I know they had some cutbacks or layoffs not too long ago. So they either get folded into another studio with more layoffs, or I don't even know if it's worth selling. I hate to say it, but that last iteration probably killed any value. I mean, about what was it, like maybe Take Two and Rockstar would be interested just to make a side thing of like a GTA knockoff themselves and profit off of it that way, and make that the more extreme, and then keep GTA the more story based, or keep GTA online and then make Saints
Why
Row
do
more
you
story
all say
based.
they're selling stuff though? That's what I don't understand. Like,
well,
you
they're
would think
closed and stuff, but here's the thing, that if
that's what I'm saying. Like, the first step would be layoffs and closing stuff down before you sell.
But what I'm saying is, if there's a danger of a closure, would another entity be interested in potentially trying to acquire that studio so they don't get shut down? And if there was an interest with somebody like how Square sold Eidos, Montreal Square, Crystal
Yeah, I
Dynamics,
think
all
that
that
all
stuff.
depends on the time frame. That, like, if they know they're going to be needing to close in the next 3 months, then I don't know if you can find a seller or a buyer in that short time. You know,
Some of
It's
these
like, it's all-
studios could be
Yeah.
coming. Some of these things, man, happen fast, dude. Like even the ABK deal happened within like 6 weeks or so of like them starting negotiations. Like these things can happen pretty quickly within decision making, and especially if it's just a smaller studio, like it could happen even faster. Like,
And Lars is in survival mode. Let's be real. Lars doesn't want to lose his entire company, and right now he's in trouble. So he's got to make cuts, which we knew were coming, right? But he's also going to have to find some income because the Saudis aren't going to keep investing money into Embracer, knowing full well that they've already gotten kind of taken, right? Because he promised them big returns off of whatever that, whatever that big deal was that fell through. So he already promised them the world and under-delivered. So they're not going to keep pumping more money into Embracer Group. So he's got to trim down. So the way you do that is obviously what he's doing, closing studios, folding some into other studios. But then if there is value to be had from any of the studios, obviously, Jasper, he's probably got to look to offloading. He's not going to offload everything. Like, I don't think he'll offload like Gearbox, right? Gearbox is doing really well.
And that's why I
now.
say I don't think he offloads Crystal Dynamics or Ideals because he just licensed those out to Microsoft. That's a multi-million-dollar contract that they're working with.
But if Microsoft comes in and for the value, like what they paid for that, and Microsoft comes in and says, "Hey, we'll give you a bill, right, for both of them," he's got to consider that for the position. He's not in a position of strength right now. He's got to consider that because that would be a huge cash influx for some devs that he's contracting out that aren't making him any product right now, right? They're making him money off the contract, but they're not making him anything IP wise that's going to be of value to him. So at that point, if Microsoft is going to give him more, enough, then I think he's got to look at that. I'm not saying, I mean,
isn't Amazon also using them?
Amazon,
the IP,
the IP. They made a deal for the Lord of the Rings or whatever.
No, Lord of the Rings and Tomb Raider.
Right, because they're doing Lord of the Rings MMO or whatever the heck.
right.
Yeah.
And they're doing a Tomb Raider show, right?
Yeah,
they're helping publish the Tomb Raider game. Is what they're doing.
Yes.
So I guess Luis Jose said Volition became a part of Gearbox under Embracer. So Volition is now
Makes
part
sense.
of Gearbox.
Yeah, they fold them. Yeah.
So I have their subsidiaries of Embracer Group here. You got Amplifier Game Invest, which is a shit ton of developers that I've never heard of. So those maybe could go. I don't know. Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal. Then you have Coffee Stain Holding, which is they do like indie games and stuff like that.
Yeah, they do Goat Simulator and stuff like that.
Yeah. Then there's Gearbox, which is Volition, Lost Boys Interactive, all the Gearbox studios.
They just
plus,
published RoomNet.
Plus Cryptic and Captured Dimension. So Gearbox is their best moneymaker right now. Also, like if you add in, I think Gearbox, do they own Borderlands outright, or is 2K own that?
No, I think Gearbox owns Borderlands because they're the ones behind the movie. So
right. Okay,
they
so
own the IP.
That's a very, I mean, you don't want to get rid of them. That's a moneymaker right there, right? Play On, which is a Deep Silver.
They just rebranded them last year, I think.
Deep Silver has Dam Buster Studios, which did Dead Island 2. Which that was another pretty decent success for them, I think. I don't know if it lived up to the sales that they wanted or not, but
they bragged about like 1 million in like 3 days or whatever.
That game is pretty awesome, so you need to keep those guys. Fish Labs and Free Radical Design, all part of Deep Silver. Then they have Flying Wild Hog as part of that. Prime Matter. Why does that sound?
Prime Matter. They do
something,
one of the shooters on early access. It's either Ground Branch or something like that, or maybe it's Ready or Not. I can't remember. Prime Matters, they're doing early access shooters for PC.
Oh, they did Hell Let Loose, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good game too. Vertigo Games,
I think.
Vertigo Studios. It has Vertigo Studios.
Oh,
Vertigo
they're doing Payday
Vertigo
3. So,
who is Prime Matter?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of potential. It's a Game Pass deal too. Let's see. Then they got Saber Group, which honestly, maybe like Saber could see some of the most layoffs or potentially divestiture or what. I don't know, or maybe selling off or something. I don't know how it would go, but Saber Group has 3D Realms, 4A Games, Asper of the famed
Aspire,
failure of Aspire of failure Knights of the Old Republic thing going on.
Mhm.
Bitex, Demurge Studios, Digic Pictures, Fractured Byte, Madhead Games, New World Interactive.
Oh, Insurgency Sandstorm.
Yep. Then they have Nimble Giant Entertainment. Then they got Saber Interactive, who is now working on the Knights of the Old Republic. Sandbox Strategy, Shiver Entertainment. Man, there's so many of these that.
That's the thing with like Aspire and Saber is like they kind of help build Embracer to where they are because they do a lot of their port games, and that's kind of where Embracer got all their launch from, is just doing ports and stuff. And
Right.
Yeah.
so
They have Snapshot Games. Tripwire Interactive.
they do that zombie game. Fuck, what's it called? Killing Floor.
Okay.
Mm.
Then they got Zen Studios, which is they do like the pinball games, like Zen Pinball, Pinball
Yep.
FX, stuff like that. Then you got THQ Nordic, which we're talking about.
They do SpongeBob.
They have Handy Games, Gunfire Games. They have Bugbear Entertainment. That does Wreckfest.
Yeah.
Black Forest Games. Man, they got so many fucking
They
studios.
got so many
bro.
publishers. They have a lot of studios, and they have
It's-
like 14 publishers.
It's crazy. Everybody's afraid of like Xbox and like now of consolidation, but like Embracer Group acquiring all this stuff, failing to make a deal with somebody
They got
for
like
funding,
all the AA publishers,
and now they're in trouble.
But this is the problem, right? That's what we talked about. Remember, we talked about this a long time ago.
A little too fast, right?
When Lars, one of my big questions was, how does Lars handle failure? And obviously Lars grew way too fast, took a lot of money from the outside, but whatever this big deal was, he based his company on that deal when that deal was never solid, which is a huge mistake, right? And now this is the problem when you get this many studios and this much IP underneath one umbrella. If right decisions aren't made and it becomes a house of cards, it can come down very fast. So that's why I say Lars is really in survival mode right now. But this is going to be the problem because there's going to be a lot of devs that are out of jobs by the time they get done with kind of trimming down and reestablishing some semblance of continuity within that giant umbrella, because they're going to have to now without that big deal that Lars was basically betting his entire company on. Like it's going to be messy for sure.
I'm curious who
Sucks.
that deal was with. Like,
so am I.
Based on
Saudi
how it
Arabia.
left. I thought he already got the money
oil.
from Saudi.
Sounded like it was a license, some type of license deal or something that fell through. That he was planning on maybe one of his IPs. I don't know.
It was like a multi-billion-dollar deal, right?
2 billion. Yeah.
Oh wow, that fucking sucks.
Make a Hellboy franchise and it went under.
Yeah, I mean, it shows like when you are building this up and you keep acquiring, but you don't have like a Microsoft behind you.
Not cohesive, right?
Right. Yeah. And you're trying to figure out all the as you're taking in all these studios about like operations and money incoming versus outgoing, and all of these different things matter a lot. And if you have a couple, when you're in that chaotic in that atmosphere, you have a couple of failures and then a bad deal happen. I mean, that could be disastrous for a company like that. So it
seems like they have way too many publishers.
Yeah, but if Embracer, let's say Microsoft does pick up the two companies for $1 billion each, or maybe a little bit more, that would be half of what he was hoping that he was getting, so he could kind of offshoot, restructure what he's going to try to do, and then they can possibly focus on making some games, maybe get rid of some publishers.
Is there a thing in the law when they buy the company that they have to hold on to them for like a certain amount of time before they can resell them?
I don't think
No,
so.
it comes
'Cause I
down
thought
to
that
it depends on
was-
the original seller. Like if you're buying or acquiring a private company, there might be stipulation as far as turnaround, or it might be when you allow the original CEO or whatever to cash out. Um, if they keep any like percentage of shares after the takeover, and how you
Mhm.
buy them out, or if there is a buyout option and stuff.
Yeah, because I
well,
thought that was a problem with like the WB deal, but
yeah, but that's muddied. That's
Yeah.
that's a
That
whole
had to
lot
do
of
with them merging together, right? And
Mhm.
Discovery. And when they merged and formed that corporation, there was actually investment laws that prevent them from selling off again
Mhm.
to another entity because of the merger itself between those two entities.
Yeah,
There's
something like
in there. Yep.
yeah. I think Crystal D and Audio Adios or
Idios,
Adios
Idos, or something.
Idos some shit. Anyways, I think those were pretty clean, and they were uh 300,000 for the pair
300 million. Yeah.
or 300 million. Sorry, it
Yeah,
feels
300
like it's 300,000, 300 million for the pair.
No,
With
it was like three studios, which I think they merged one of them into something else, and all of the IP was 300 mil. So that was like almost a Insomniac level deal, if not better, as far as all the stuff that
oh
they
yeah,
got for that money.
yeah.
Like
So
it was a
now that
steal.
and the thing they could do, they can license out the IP, sell the, they can, get sell off Crystal D, and then they can license out ISPs or sell IPs, depending on what it is. But that would just be income. Licensing IPs would be just income coming in. Then selling out to Microsoft, those two studios, that's a big chunk right up front. That can get him back on track and focused on what his vision is, and then kind of figure out what he wants to do with that other money that he was not getting. Maybe he then partners up with somebody else, maybe talks to Microsoft, hey, blah blah blah, we can work something out, we got some this, we have some that, and then kind of work something out, and they'll be fine, and they can still structure and be a good publishing company again, and they don't have to do a freaking firestorm and sell off more than they want, because Remnant 2 I think is doing pretty well. I'm selling out all my physical copies on both PS5 and Series X. So I think it's going to do. I think that they're doing well. So hopefully, they turn it around and
Yeah, that's the problem
keep
with
going.
Embracer games though, is they don't have that continued income with microtransaction games, because usually those are kind of like just one and done games. So they
Yeah.
don't really have that returning income over and over again like a lot of the bigger publishers do.
Yeah.
The closest thing they have is like the DLC, like what they did with the Snow Runner and Mud Runner and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
the hunting games. So you can
Maybe they could do something with the Gearbox and the Borderlands games and make some kind of like ongoing monetization game for that. We'll see, like an MMO or kind of crazy. I don't know how you're really doing MMO monetization Borderlands
You
game,
could
but
do a Borderlands one pretty easy. I
Yeah,
think.
you just do free to play. You have seasons.
Yeah.
You add on extra content over time, and
There you
you know,
go.
like
You hear that,
um,
Embracer? If you're listening,
I don't want that for
I
Borderlands.
don't want it, but you could do it pretty
Hey.
easy.
no,
Just Borderlands
it's not gonna
4
be
will sell
for-
well enough. Like I think,
Yeah.
They could
you know,
do. They can have their one game that does that, and then they can do their normal games like how they're normal.
yeah, they'll just end up just doing the one thing, and then they never make a
They'll
new
end up doing the
Borderlands.
No,
one
they
that
won't.
know
I don't
people
think they
want,
will
which is
ever.
Gearbox
I don't
and
think
Borderlands.
they ever will be end up like a Ubisoft and just.
Well, I'm saying if they made
makes
the
the
live
money.
service Borderlands game, that's all that would exist, right? Like so,
Yeah.
like just fuck like
And
Borderlands.
Randy Pitcher would have so much cocaine.
They do really good with Borderlands with the DLCs with add-on content as well to extend the lives of them as well. So like, and then they do the spin-off games like the Tiny Tina's Wonderlands probably did pretty good for them as well. So just keep doing Borderlands games, and
No, they're gonna
this
switch
would
now.
be great. I
That's
hope
all your
not.
fault.
No, if they do, I'm gonna blame it on you. I'm gonna be like, damn it. We're sitting there like cussing out Ubisoft every other couple shows because they suck.
No,
so much
because they
force
do it
everything
to
into this.
every.
And then we're here
every
saying,
game.
I got an
They-
idea.
they
Maybe
do
they
it for
should do it
everything.
with Borderlands. Like, no.
Okay, I had
no more.
okay, I had a conversation with a customer today, and he was asking about Skull and Bones. I was like, dude, I don't know if that game's ever gonna come out. He's like, dude, he's like, when Black Flag came out, that's what I wanted. I mean, and I was like, dude, that's what everybody wanted. And then here comes a little Frenchman, and he was like, ho, 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 I can make money even better. I'm making monetization, and fucking diarrhea all over the game's premise. And then now here we are. Here's $70 for a free-to-play game, and they're gonna pretty much screw over any lasting shred of what was the original game.
No, they'll just delay it again.
Who knows what it is now? Because since they delayed it the last time, because it was supposed to come out last year. So who knows? And we haven't seen it this year either. I forget at
We
Ubisoft.
will never see it.
Only thing we saw at the Ubisoft Forward this
Was that
year
sea shanty.
was the yo. What was it? What were they singing? It was like yo.
It was a custom sea shanty they did for the game.
yo. Yeah, it was some song of like okay, great. I see that you're ready to release this fucking game. Yeah, thanks, guys. And they all they had was like people talking about the game again and stuff.
They announced a new beta date for it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we're really excited again to share our game with the insiders that keep telling us it sucks ass. So we're looking forward to that. So we found this one guy to show you a video that actually might like it. So it's fucking, I don't understand Ubisoft at all right now. Anyway, I think that's about it. So Killer Instinct again, I was fucking excited. Everybody should be excited for the potential. It's awesome. Was there anything other major news that we missed this week, guys? I mean there was the Gamescom stuff. We talked
Possibly
about it.
Switch 2.
That's not. This is an
We
Xbox
talked about
podcast.
it on SSP.
I don't know, but it's just the fucking. That's something else I could think of.
New
Quake 2
dashboard.
might get revealed at QuakeCon for Xbox.
Quake. Yeah.
Yeah, so Good
What was
Vibes VR. I timed you out. That was a warning. You keep talking about VR shit and PSVR and stuff in the chat, and like I keep looking at the chat to see what the chat's talking about, and everybody's arguing with you about VR stuff. You're doing a great job as a troll talking about VR. If you want to talk about VR, you might want to watch a PlayStation VR podcast if you can find one. They don't exist, I think.
Yeah.
So,
because it's a
Start
vomit.
one. If you like talking about VR, just go fucking start a VR podcast, dude. You know,
Yeah.
like why go into an Xbox chat and fucking keep talking about PSVR? It's just fucking weird. I don't understand it. But we're more than happy to have you. But just like stay on topic. I don't know. I don't understand it. Anyway, thanks for being here. Appreciate the view. By the way, we're like 20 something subs away from 4K. Everybody. So
That's awesome.
yeah, if you do like the content here on the channel, hit the like button, sub, notification bell, share it out, all that kind of stuff. If you do sub, like we have a chance to hit 4K by the end of the show or tonight or tomorrow or whatever, it'd be absolutely crazy. So thank you all for that. Yeah, and get a PC. Hey, fuck you, man! I got a PC, bitch. Bye. All right. Anyway, so. We'll talk to you later, bro. I have a PC. I don't like VR. Fuck VR. It makes me dizzy. Anyway, Pong's got a PC. Jasper got a PC. Fuzzy got a PC. Slacko's got an old ass PC.
I
and
got
so
an
he
old
ain't gonna
fucking
play
PC.
VR on that shit.
Oh, fuck VR, dude. I played VR once and I almost vomited.
Oh,
No
that's
thanks.
cool.
I do not want to play VR. It's not for me. It's not for everybody. It's a niche type of. It's cool that you have a 3D surroundings, but it lasts what?
Hey, we're talking about VR now, so you can talk about it in chat.
But
Yeah,
I mean, it
now when
only
I pay the
lasts.
guy, we'll
It's-
start
it's-
talking about VR. Wouldn't it be great if
just one of
Xbox
those
did
things that-
VR, guys? Oh,
It's
look.
a niche fucking thing. That's it.
I
Let's-
got two
Let's start
Quest
the
2
VR
sitting in the
conversation
box.
now.
Dude, I know a guy that spent $1,500 on one of those. What was it? Not the Rift.
Quest, Rift, Oculus.
Yeah, I don't know. It was he spent over $1,000, and he's like, "Yeah, play a couple games." I'm like, "Oh, that's it. Just blow that kind of." Yeah, it's one of those things. It's cool to try out once in a while. Saber's fun, and I'm like, Saber beats, and I'm like, cool, dude. I
You could
tried
just play
Saber
VR
beats.
chat and then go have virtual sex with some like anime
Well,
furry
that's
chick.
that's probably
Baldur's
what
Gate,
most of them do.
Baldur's Gate 3 in VR.
Ooh, get mounted
go.
by the bear.
That's good
That's all
vibes.
you
VR's
use.
dream right there, man. I can tell you.
That's what they all want. They want Baldur's Gate 3 VR so they can be here, bear, 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 bear.
Yeah. Now we're gonna talk about VR only because he can't chime in on the conversation now.
Yeah, that's it.
That's why we're talking about VR. I waited.
Yeah.
Been waiting to talk about VR for months, actually, guys. This is the time we're gonna do it. Xbox and VR. When's it gonna happen? Why did Phil lie? Huh? Why did Phil lie? He said it was coming, but it ain't here yet. Where is VR? Oh, PlayStation's better because they have something that costs a fucking fortune that only fucking 5 people care about. Yeah.
Well, actually, Microsoft's better. They got HoloLens. It costs $17,000 to buy one.
Yeah. Who's
The whole
poor company
VR
now?
thing with Phil, that was a partnership with Meta, and it fell apart. Like on the back end of things, that
Yeah.
was an actual real deal, and it was in the court documents. It's he didn't lie. It's just things changed or things happened,
Yeah.
and the deal
That's
didn't go
right.
through. So
That's why he
And-
doesn't.
and honestly,
preemptively announce
nobody
something
gives a
anymore.
For the
shit.
better.
exactly.
Nobody cares. Marketing team Click with a $5 super chat says Spider-Man 2 is the product of what you get when you feed Spider-Man 2018 to a 3-human centipede.
What the fuck
PSVR
is he talking
2
about?
suck. Late entry.
What the fuck? He actually changed his name into marketing team. bitch.
Marketing team Click. Yeah,
Marketing team click. Oh my
that's
god.
great, bro.
Oh, what a bitch.
Chris Jones with the $2. Appreciate it. Says Demio on Quest 2 better than BG3. Okay.
Okay, Chris
Sure.
Jones. See, unit coming
that-
in here with the
that
troll.
better be
Let's
the
go.
Chris
headline
Jones,
of
put
your,
the pipe down, buddy.
that better be the next headline of your next article. On,
yes, I
Lords
want
of
to see that
Gaming.
one written.
Yeah,
That
we'll
would be
see how
fantastic.
what the response is to that. I'm curious. You're gonna get logged
Oh,
and
Jesus.
delisted from the web with that one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, VR's for some people, it ain't for me. And if you like it, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. That's the VR conversation for today. And I'm sure you thought that you can't talk in the chat now, motherfucker. All right. Anyway, everybody, thanks for being here as always. And we'll be back next week, like usual, with another fun show of Xbox Ultimate Podcast. But I want to know, I want to let you all know, or let these people tell you where they can be found everywhere across the interwebs and podcasts and stuff. Psychonauts, thanks for being here, bro. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah. Sorry for I was late, everybody.
Unacceptable.
Oh, you shut the fuck up. You find me everywhere. So you can find me everywhere on social media. Psychonauts8. You can find me here Mondays, FSP at 10, same as Xbox Ultimate at 10 o'clock. On Friday nights. We'll see if I'm hoping I'll make it out on time, because I swear to God, I get last minute freaking, hey, can I trade in this PS5? No, you cannot
Yes.
trade.
Yes, you can, sir. That's the
Yeah.
correct
And
answer.
I want cash so I can go buy some drugs in
Yeah,
like 5 minutes.
if it
dude.
was me in like the late 90s, bro, I would have come in with like 5 grocery bags and every game I owned
Dude,
because
that's
something
what
else came out
happened.
that I wanted.
This dude had him in no cased PS3 games, and it was a fucking garbage bag, and I'm like, and it was like fucking about 30 minutes before we closed, and I was like,
Sweet.
"You motherfucker,
Yeah.
you motherfucker," because you have to search. You can't. There's no barcode to scan, so you got to type by hand each one, and then take pictures of fucking all the games I'm not gonna go
Yeah.
into it because. Anyways, yeah,
That's
you
what
can find
happens
me.
when you run a pawn shop.
I don't run a fucking pawn shop. All right,
Pretty much. All right, Fuzzy.
but yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Psycho. That Fuzzy, where can everybody find you, sir?
They can find me pretty much everywhere on social media, Fuzzy_Belvedere or just Fuzzy Belvedere altogether. Mainly on the Bird app, or formerly known as Twitter app, but it was awesome being on here with you guys. And also everybody in the chat, thank you guys for coming out, except for the VIR guy. Just settle down. Like, seriously, come on. Anyway, you can find me on the Shop Podcast tomorrow with Pong and PTK Blam at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on PTK Blam's channel. And then you can find me again on Monday on the Xbox Lunch Break Special, 12 noon on Double Barrel Gaming with Mr. Boomstick, Crazy Lou, and Web Dave, and Crispy Bomb. And then later that evening, FSP, right here, back with the family at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel. Look forward to seeing you there.
Thanks, Fuzz. As always, appreciate you. Jasper, where can everybody find you, sir?
Yo, check it out. Lord Jasper Twitter, Lord Jasper YouTube, AI Game News Twitter, all that fun stuff. And then it's Monday, Friday, 10 o'clock right here, Fun Spectation Network. That's Eastern Time with FSP and Xbox Ultimate. That's where I'm at. That's what I do. Check it out.
Right on, bro. Appreciate you as always. And Pong Soul, besides playing Baldur's Gate 3, where can everybody find you?
Well, that's where you can find me. That's the only place I'm going to be. I'm skipping all my shows tomorrow, and I'm just going to play Baldur's Gate 3. Everybody, great night, great Friday night. Obviously, fantastic to see you all here. Great conversations outside of VR guy. What can you say? Some people just need attention. So, you know what? Enjoy the rest of your Friday night, and obviously have a great rest of your weekend. But obviously, all love and respect for you guys coming out and joining us tonight as well to talk about this stuff. I can just sit and talk about Baldur's Gate 3 nonstop. I'm sitting here trying to pickpocket people, trying to hide myself. It's crazy, man. This game's awesome. But brothers, it was a great conversation tonight as well. We'll see you tomorrow morning on Living Split Screen. You know the drill, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time. Myself, my brother from another Steel Rain, coming with that morning energy for you, live, raw, and uncut. You're probably going to hear some Armored Core 6 Game of the Year conversation from Steel. You'll probably hear some Baldur's Gate 3 Game of the Year conversation from me, and a whole lot more. So join us, Living Split Screen, tomorrow morning. Split Screen's all one word. And then, of course, like Fuzzy said, tomorrow night, PTK Blam's channel. That's right. The Shop Podcast is back. Blam, Fuzzy, myself, and I think we have Game Pass Daily Retry on tomorrow night. So we're going to have some good conversations there. 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time. Next week, it starts all over again. Double Barrel Gaming, Mr. 13K, Mr. Boomstick himself. Join him every Tuesday for All Good Things Green. Xbox Factor Podcast, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time. And then it's me and Mav. That's right, PM in the PM. PCMR in the PM is what it's officially going to turn into every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Central Time, right here on the Fun Speculation Network. Join us then. Otherwise, it's the golden age of gaming, people. It really is. This year is going to go down as the greatest in history. So get out there, enjoy it, play what you love what you play. I'm going to talk to you all real soon. Mav, send us home, brother. Let's go.
Appreciate it. Before, I got to tell everybody, tomorrow, meet me in downtown New York City at Grand Central Station. I'm going to have 5 truckloads of PS5s and PSVR 2s. I'm going to be giving them out like candy to anybody who shows up.
Disclaimer,
if you
he's
show
joking.
up, you get one. Make sure you be there, and I'll find a way to get it to you.
He's going under the name of Reforge.
Yeah, I'll be there, guys. You know, right Grand Central Station, right in front of where all the things happen in the front. You know, just meet me there. You'll see me with the sign saying free PS5 and PSVR 2.
None of this is true.
No. This is
there, Mav. That's all.
All right, Dreamcast guy, where can you find it?
Yeah, we're kidding.
Guys.
We're kidding.
No, Mav's kidding. None of us said anything. Mav's kidding. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not a group effort.
And I ain't in it.
I'm kidding. This is not happening. I don't have anything to give. I'm sorry. But thank you all for being here. You all rock. And let's not cause any riots out there on these streets. Okay? It's just games. It's just games. And we'll see you all real soon. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody.